To complete EX6 in Gravit instead of Illustrator, you can still do it. Just come here to EX6, click on the link, and you're going to download this file. I'm just going to download it right now to my desktop. Make sure that you right-click to download it and save link as. Don't just click on it, because then it'll open up in a tab. So I'm going to right-click and do Save Link As, and I'm going to save it to my desktop. And it'll be a PDF, but you'll be able to open it up in Gravit. So I'm going to save it to my desktop. Even if you want to put your name on it, you can do that. So I'll put my name on it. Download it to my desktop for now, or wherever you want to download it to. And then I'm going to go to Gravit, and I'm going to say Open from Computer, Open Locally Saved File. And I'm going to open that file. So I'm going to look on my desktop. I'll open it up. Now, it won't translate perfectly. A couple things you might want to do. If you look here, there's a giant path. I don't know what that is, but this one on the bottom, that's here, I'm just going to delete. And all these other paths are text and some of the instructions. The top two, if you click on it, that's the one path. And I'll zoom in a little bit so I could see it better. That's the one path we're going to work on. And then there's the other path we're going to work on. And all these other ones, I'll just lock. I'll just go down and lock all these texts. Those are just the instructions. And I'm going to lock all of those. And also I'm going to lock the two images. There's two images. That's what these are that say path. If you open them up, you can see there's the maple image, and underneath this one is the oak image. So I have all that stuff locked. And these are the two files you're going to work on. Even if you want to, you could even double click on the name and say path oak. And double click on this name and put path maple. And these are the two paths you're going to work on. And I'll zoom into it because we'll work on the oak first. And these are just straight line segments with corner points right now. In Gravit, you're going to use the sub-select tool, which is like the direct selection tool in Illustrator. So I'm going to choose that tool. And all that you have to do here is just click on a point. Now you would use the convert tool in Illustrator, but here we're going to use the tool that converts it to curves, and we're going to use asymmetric because that's the way Illustrator does it. When you pull out the handles, they're even at first, but then they're going to be different sizes, the handles when they pull out. They can't move independently, but they'll be different sizes. So I'm going to use this one, and I'll zoom in more as I start going around these. So and you can see it's too wide right now, so we're just going to shorten these handles. I'm going to shorten it, and they do work like a seesaw, so I just have to move it and kind of move it in there. Here's another curve here, and again, all these handles will be too wide when they come out. So I'm going to turn that a little bit and bring that back in, and then just keep going around here and just adjust these. You could even add a couple at a time. Just go through and convert these. Now they might be too much right away, but that's okay. You're just going to shorten these things because they all kind of work against each other a little bit. So a lot of these times you're going to be really shortening the handles. This one here, you can see you're going to have to shorten it to get kind of a sharper point there. And you might have to move it a little and almost bend this around and move it over a little, doing everything with my sub-select tool. Same thing over here. I'm going to shorten the handle. And I'm actually going to turn it this way and shorten this one, because when I go down here and I turn this into a curve by using this asymmetric tool, I want kind of an S shape. So I want this handle kind of going this way and this handle kind of pulling out to get that S shape. So to do that, you have to mess with this a little bit. And now that looks pretty good. And I'm going to keep going around, just converting these to curves using the asymmetric button. And most of the time, you're just going to be shortening these handles. They don't have to be perfect yet, because you could go around and kind of tweak them after. Here's another one here. And this one, it kind of goes in and out. So I'm actually going to turn the handles in that direction and try to get them to work like that a little bit. That little S shape that's going there. So I'll even pull this in more and move this a little bit. You can see what's happening there. And then this curve will kind of create the arc that's happening in here. And I'll just have to shorten it a little bit. And if you need to pull this out a little bit, it won't be perfect. But we just want to get it as close as possible using all curve points. And in some cases, you're going to have to move the anchor point a little bit. So you can see what I'm doing here. I don't think I have to record everything going around. You could skip this one down here. This one can have a little bit of an S curve on it. Pull that out a little bit. This one I'm going to make like a little S curve here and then shorten it again. And then when you're done, you could go back and tweak these if you need to. And then you could even give this a color. Don't give it a gradient. You could go back with your regular pointer, which would be your selection tool in Illustrator. And it has a border on here. So I'm going to click on fill. I'll have to add a fill here. And it'll be black. So I'll just give it kind of a fallish color right now, something like that. And if you don't want the border, you could hit the little trash can there. That should get rid of the border that's on it, or you could just turn it off. Not sure if it'll delete it. Remove selected border. I don't know if it removed it or not, but you could turn it off and delete it. So that's all you need. I'll zoom out just so you can see that. So that's the oak leaf. So that's all you have to do for that. So at this point, you might want to save. So if you have this thing here, you can actually just go to this button here, or you could just do File Save, just to save what you have so far. And you could keep it the same name in here. I already gave it a name, so I could just hit Save. That'll save it to the cloud. That'll allow you to be able to share it if you need to, but you can also download it. And I'll stop here, and then I'll do the maple as part 2.